Welcome back to episode 19 of the Training Partners Podcast. It's time for Dodger Baseball. I'm your host, Sean Rigsby. Today joining me is
Chris Yandle, and we live in the Carolinas, where all four of our professional sports teams are over 500 for the first time ever. And you're going to start off with Dodger Baseball?
Yeah, because it's the playoffs. The reigning, defending champions of the world are now in a battle against the Canadian invaders to our beloved pastime.
Yeah, for that reason, I'm pulling for the Dodgers.
Yeah,
Because
you're a real patriot.
How many championships in a row do they need to win to be to earn the D word?
Oh, I think well, it depends. Sometimes it's been as few as 3. I've seen that. As few as 3. It usually has to happen within like a 5-year period.
Okay.
But I've seen 4, be the official stamp of approval for a dynasty.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's some foreshadowing there.
This would be the 3rd one in 5 years.
I always forget about the other one. So that's
Yeah,
so if they
people
win this
forget
year,
about the COVID one. The COVID
Yeah.
one doesn't. It was 2020 was like good to Los Angeles. It was the Lakers and the Dodgers both won.
Yeah, the Lakers won. Dude, do you keep up with basketball at all?
A little bit.
How do you feel about the gambling?
About the gambling thing?
Dude, that's so interesting.
Some Charlie Hustle kind of stuff happening. But
I saw the one I saw today that was made it super obvious when Terry Rozier played for the Hornets. There was a game where people could no longer do prop bets on him, and someone tweeted "Hey, what's going on? Why can't I make prop bets on Terry Rozier?" And that game, at 9 minutes into the game, he had a foot injury and didn't play the rest of the game, and he wasn't limping, no nothing. But then you go look, they had flagged prop bets on Terry, and you weren't allowed to do any more bets. That's only the 3rd time that's ever happened. The other 2 times was the other guy that got arrested.
So I just learned something. There are bets on individuals' performances.
Yeah, you can bet hey, is this person going to do over and under how many points?
I had no idea that was a thing, and that should absolutely be illegal.
Yeah, so someone hammered the under on him.
Wow.
And then that's why they canceled all bets on him.
That shouldn't be legal at all. That's way too
why
easy.
He's in jail in this moment.
Teams in a team sport, it's difficult to shave points enough to unless you were the manager of the Reds, like Charlie was at that time, but or Pete Rose. Everyone calls him Charlie Hustle, but Pete Rose. But individual performances. Like what if you're the kicker? The only 2 people who could really impact a game are the kicker and the quarterback of a football game as far as points scored, right? Essentially.
Yeah, because
But in every other sport, there's 5 people on a basketball court. That's a pretty large.
They say
you could have.
Basketball is the most where one person can have the
probably because there's only 5 guys.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah, me and Keith.
It's only 6 in hockey.
Oh, it's only 6.
But there's way less scoring.
That's true. That's why it's kind of boring. Keith and I were talking about it this morning. He was talking about he pointed at the banners and he was like, "Those gentlemen are making millions of dollars and they're still willing to risk it all for whatever's going on."
It is surprising how low people cost.
Yeah.
When you look at any political fraud scam or corruption scandal, it's like Clarence Thomas just did it for an RV. Just did whatever.
That's crazy.
You just need an RV, dog? That's all I need to I could make an RV happen. If we could get rid of Citizens United, we could crowdfund a couple RVs, you know what I'm saying?
We can figure that out.
So
well,
let's go Dodgers.
Yeah, good luck, Dodgers. I hope they do good. I'll pull for them for you.
I just want Clayton Kershaw, who had multiple years of his prime wasted, in no small part due to his own choking.
Is he not the one that chokes?
He's the one who chokes in the playoffs
every year. Yeah. Every year.
I just want him to go out on a high. They could have done that last year, I guess, but
yeah.
he should have more than the amount of World Series he has.
Is he going to be the starting pitcher for any of these games?
No, he's terrible.
What if they're up 3-0 and they let him start to try to get
should for sure not do that.
Don't even risk it.
Definitely don't do that. They have the 4 best pitchers. They have the best rotation in baseball right now, so you gotta use it.
That's smart. Okay. So should we talk weightlifting or go to politics?
I used to think baseball was really boring. Sorry, no, we can go weightlifting in a second.
No, you're good.
This is going to be a weightlifting episode, so if you're not here for weightlifting, maybe...
If you're here for our politics,
maybe
politics
maybe
today.
click that off. But growing up, I actually wasn't a big baseball fan, to be honest, because there's no contact. There was one point of physical contact.
The catcher in
baseball, and then one guy from San Francisco got hurt, and then
was that Buster Posey?
Yes, it was Buster Posey, and I feel a way about the Giants. So anyway, that guy got hurt, and then all of a sudden we couldn't have fun anymore. It's like the one thing, and I'm a catcher, so like this is bullshit.
The only collision now is like if your own player runs into your own player catching a ball.
Yeah, on accident or something like that. They even have the mitts for when they're stealing bases. They put on like a padded.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on.
Do they have
guys.
the 2 base pads now? Like the one for the runner on first base, the one for the runner, and one for the first baseman. So there's like more separation.
Is there really?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're doing that shit.
Okay.
I think that's a softball thing, not a professional baseball thing.
Not a real sport.
I didn't say that, Chris. Those girls in softball be throwing.
Yeah, they do. Did they say so? Like the ball's not going as fast, but because they're closer, the reaction
way
time
faster,
is
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have appreciated baseball more over the years. Mostly because of pitchers, honestly, and what they go through.
I've enjoyed it. I think I've enjoyed it as we get older, just because they made it more watchable by like the pitch clock and stuff like that.
It is way better.
But like sitting outside watching a baseball game, drinking a Modelo.
Going to baseball games is always great.
It's just relaxing.
But I remember I was watching like an early 2000s game. It was an AL. It was an American League game. I don't remember the team. I know the A's were in it. I don't remember who they were fighting, but it's when the A's were like basically beginning this Moneyball thing where they're trying to stay in it and they're just trying to, hack the pitcher out of the game and like throw his arm out. And it was 15 minutes with one guy.
Right.
With just one guy, just everybody taking their time. No, the pitch clock has like changed baseball.
That's great.
And maybe other sports that we love very much should take note of how small changes to the game can make significant impacts on the watchability.
Do you have a suggestion for another sport?
I have multiple for weightlifting, but yeah.
I wasn't even thinking weightlifting. Well, okay, if you could make one rule change for weightlifting, what would it be? Only one.
What do you got? Probably the press out rule is number one. That wasn't going to be my answer, but that's probably number one.
I was refereeing for the first time at States this year. I've done it like the local meets, but it's harder than like when you go back and watch it on your phone and you pause. You're like, why did they call it? Like in the moment, it's just such a quick decision, and it's not fair. It's not fair to the athletes. Like it needs to be. Did they get it overhead? Did they have control? Cool.
So this episode's going to be like a world's recap because I was in Norway for 16 days at the World Championships, and then also a recap of how our team performed at the state championships. But this is like a Norway-related thing, so I'm just putting that in there so we could talk about judging. So I want to talk at large about my experience in Fjorda, but ways to improve the sport. Judging at the World Championships was like severely impacting the enjoyment of the sport in general. Like I've never seen such strict press outs. They were definitely calling things that were not press outs, like absolutely. Just because what you said, like if you can go and slow down to you'll always find a moment where the elbow's bent.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that is a press out actually. Like it could mean that it's continuing to extend. If the body actually is continuing to lower while the elbows are extending, that's in the technical manual, like in the IWF-TCRR, like that's the actual definition of whether you are pressing the bar out or not. You can, as long as you are continuing to descend. So I don't even think they look at that anymore. Like when they're watching the video, I don't believe that they're actually looking. It's like, oh, okay, like is the bar continuing to elevate while the body goes down? I think they're just looking at, nope, there's a moment in time. This thing isn't completely straight, and it isn't super fast. And you'll always be able to find that when you slow it down.
Yeah, especially when they're at that level with those weights. Like, I don't know. It would be more entertaining. I feel like they took a step back at Worlds because there was so much drama with it.
It's really hard for the non-weightlifting person to understand. So I guess you shouldn't like change the sport because an average person doesn't understand it. Mm-hmm. But maybe you should. So the average person starts fucking watching it.
But I would say the non-average person, there was like that watches weightlifting regularly. Was like, I don't know what this. If it's going to be called a press or not.
Yeah, it was the standards were. It was like mixed signals, like what is or isn't. We had lifts that were 3 white lights, so all judges said, "Oh, that was a good lift," and then a jury completely overturned that, which should never happen. Yeah. Like that'd be like all 3 umpires at a game saying, "Nope, that was a strike," and then somebody calls in from the league office because they're watching it on video and be like, nope, not a good lift. Like that's terrible. That's not how it should be. So I actually think the press out. My actual answer to that question is remove one of the changes like that coaches get. So now you only have one declaration and then one change. And so that way we actually start, your changes matter a lot more, but we just start speeding up the tempo of the sport a lot if we just did that. And then I would actually I would either get rid of the jury or make the judges 5 people instead of 3, and then just let them all decide. And anytime that there's like a 2 to 3 against, it's an automatic review. Just like there's like automatic video review of scoring and like.
So if it's 4-1, it's a good lift. 4 say good, it's a good lift. No questions asked.
Yeah, no question. And then like a coach could play a challenge card or whatever if it's like 4-1 against. That's fine. But they should just like, it's only if it's tight, then it's an automatic review and they go to that. And
that's fair.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. But
it's hard. I think there's no clear answer because you're playing a sport in a gray area with the press out because it's such a hard rule.
It's a subjective thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you got rid of that, this probably doesn't even need to happen.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And you honestly wouldn't need a jury really because it's like the main thing that gets reviewed.
Yeah.
By everything. But they don't want that. They don't want more. They don't want there to be less technical officials because that's less just positions of acclaim and importance for people from all over the world. Like most technical officials are independently wealthy because they can afford to like go and travel and do like that, or they would be like sponsored by their government, or the IWF is paying for like all their stuff or some combination thereof. So like these are just wealthy people who are kind of injecting themselves into an Olympic adjacent thing in a position of control, so to speak. There are some TOs that are not doing this but for the most part, this describes the body at large. So they don't want to have less opportunities to go feel like they matter somewhere. And that is why we're probably not going to get rid of TOs.
People like to feel important.
Yeah. Some of them serve a vital, that doesn't mean they're bad people either.
Right.
We need technical officials. They're vital. They help us run the sport. I think a sport isn't real, as I've complained about High Rocks all the time, until you have like legitimate judging. And like our judging is very rigorous and these people are doing stuff, but there's definitely too many of them.
Yeah.
Way too many. There's often more technical officials than there are athletes in a session.
Oh, wow.
I don't know, other than like individual sports, like when you're judging gymnastics.
Right.
I can't really think of one that does that. And even then you'd have however many gymnasts in a session, right? So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems imbalanced.
Seems completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, maybe they'll consider it. Maybe they'll listen and take your...
Yeah, they'll listen to this podcast and do that for sure.
Oh, let's get to, you want to get to your experience in, how do you pronounce it? Fjerde?
I heard it kind of 2 different ways, but the most common one I heard was Förda.
Förda.
Yeah. Kind of, the R doesn't roll like Förda, like
okay.
That O symbol kind of becomes almost like a U, and then you overpronounce the DE, it seems like. But Förda.
I was calling it Ford, and that was very far off.
Yep, that is not how they say it.
It's spelled that way. Kinda. So you mentioned before we were on here about how like this was the most impressive venue you've been to.
Definitely.
Is that correct?
Definitely. Yeah, it's everything about this meet, I would say, was like the best international competition experience I've had overall. Like we went to Greece for Junior Worlds, and that was at a resort in the Mediterranean. So like that's beautiful, of course. And the food was amazing. So like that stands out. We went to another resort in Dominican. I guess it's all about resorts. Like that was really well done. There was another competition. I remember the training hall was like completely on site, like in the hotel. So like it was convenient. So like things like that stand out, but this all around had everything. The most difficult thing about this event was getting to it because it took a long time for everybody.
To get to Fjerde.
To physically get there, you had to fly basically into Bergen, which is the second largest city in Norway, if I remember that right. And then you get on a bus that would basically go on about a 3.5-ish hour ride. Some of that's on a ferry that crosses a fjord, which is really cool. And then so like it's not such a bad ride,
Right.
honestly, because it's
Kinda
really beautiful
Seeing cool things.
to watch. I got to see it actually on the way back. I basically got to see it like during sunrise, and that was pretty. But everything else, like the venue is amazing. The platform was modeled after a Viking ship, so like it has like, you know, kind of Norse art on either side of it with like the helm on the front. Like the center judge is literally at the helm of the ship.
That's cool.
Probably where you think like a guy saying like row or something that, you know. So that's really unique. And the venue was like pretty. I've been in bigger ones for Worlds, and even ones that necessarily had more people in them, but like it was relatively crowded. Like the whole town attended, so there was really, really good energy.
You said the crowd was really good, especially for like the Norway lifters.
For the Norwegian lift, yeah, they always showed up. It was packed. Absolutely, it didn't matter what session. It was packed. And then the town generally just came like if it was Friday or Saturday night, didn't really matter. Like they filled it for like a B group that didn't have a Norwegian lifter just because it was Friday.
Right. So it's like this is a world championship going on in our town, and we don't even really know what it is, but we want to see it because
it'd be like if Worlds was happening in like Hickory, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else going on. You know, like Charlotte, there's other shit going on.
Yeah.
You know, but something kind of that size. Hickory's even a little bit larger than Ferda is.
And no knock to Hickory. It's a lot prettier than Hickory.
Well, I don't mind. You know, Hickory's all right.
It used to be on the list of like the worst cities to live in.
There's like
US.
there's the parts of Hickory's suck, but then there's parts of Hickory that are nice. But Ferda is like everything about
Everything's
it
nice.
is really nice. So yeah, the venue is beautiful. The energy was good. The warm-up room's amazing. The training hall's amazing. It's a really rare opportunity where you can just walk to everything. So that's why I think it was great, not just as a coach, but for athletes. You're usually sitting because you have to find hotels that can house all these people. You know, there's over 500 athletes. I think at this one it was like over 700, and then their coaches and support staff and all this kind of stuff. You need to house all these people, so you usually have to do it like you get bused like 45 minutes away from the venue or the training hall, and so you're spending a significant portion of your time just trying to get to do the things you got to do.
Right.
It was a 10-minute walk to the training hall, which was amazing. It was
in a beautiful city.
in a really beautiful small town, and it was a 15-minute walk to the competition venue. You could do that, and there's like all through Ferda, there's bike path. You would love it, bike paths and footpaths on like all kinds of trails. There's like a map that shows you all like the side trails that go throughout the mountains. You're basically in this valley that centers along this river. It's the Ferda Fjord. It gets bigger. We're kind of like at the small beginning of it in the town, but it grows in size as it gets closer to the coast. So that's just awesome.
Yeah.
Every day it did rain every day. I'll say that.
That's the one negative.
It was cold and rainy, and you barely saw the sun, like very legitimate Norwegian things. So that was amazing. Food was incredible. And lifting was high quality. Everything you could ask and hope for. Also, we should look at Norway.
As a society?
Just as a, yep.
Yeah, you mentioned that a few times that they're doing it pretty well.
They got a lot of good things going on. We unfortunately had to have, there was a medical emergency.
Yeah, appendicitis?
Yeah, I guess it's out there. I'm going to be very careful to not. No, it's okay. Like
I saw it on social media. I didn't hear it from you.
Yeah, it's very public. No, but it's very public. Like I'm going to try not to like go into unique things that only I would know, if that makes sense. But that's out there. And so yeah, unfortunately, that athlete had to go to the hospital, and it was the nicest hospital I've ever seen. Like completely. You know when you go to a hospital and it's like a little shitty. You know, like there's always a wing of it that's like a little shitty.
Yeah.
You know, there's nicer parts of it, and there's probably nicer hospitals too.
Of course.
But no, everything's beautiful. The view that she had, honestly, in her bed was incredible.
Like it sucks that happened, obviously. But
enormous floor to ceiling windows of the mountainside, and this is just a regular room.
Like the negative is like that was going to happen no matter what, because that's a common thing, unfortunately. But like the negative for her is it happened right at competition. But the positive is her experience in the hospital is going to be better because she was there versus here.
Yeah, I don't know what this is going to cost all said and done. I remember the figures that I heard were definitely significantly lower than what it would have cost here to do that, and the overall quality of care and the immediacy of the experience. And that was the other thing. It's always said about socialized medicine that, you know, it's slow and they can't do it. It's like, no, all of this happened immediately. They were able to do it. And could be that's just Ferda, and it's not a very big town, and they're not overrun.
That's
over the
also
wall.
like that's
So
an emergency surgery because like when I had mine, I'll say I got rushed in because mine hadn't exploded yet, and they were like, "We don't want that to happen, so we're going to get you in surgery."
it could be that, but even like so it started in a chain. Like we didn't just go to the hospital. Like they went. Like we have a doctor that does this, and he's like, okay, we need to go get this looked at. So they went to a doctor there who could better assess with the materials, and then that went up the chain. But like that all happened very quickly.
That's good.
And like the steps they were able to take, yeah, it was impressive.
That's good.
Everything about you would like the reason all those footpaths and bike paths are that like physical culture seems to be. We're biased because like we're always around gyms and stuff like that, but in just the average Norwegian person that lives there, like there was a lot of people running or biking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very walkable place, so obviously that. But you definitely need a car there. Like you can't just. There's the landscapes are too dramatic. Like people are living up in the mountains. Like it's not walkable every day. But even then, like people are being active. We had a gym membership, and it was always not always packed, but like you could like, and people were going to a global. You know when you go to a global gym and it's just like all you see is bullshit.
Yeah.
And maybe it's been so long since we've been that society at whole has changed and they're doing more functional things. I actually believe that that's part of it.
I can see that, yeah.
But like everybody in there was doing useful stuff.
That's great.
Like they still did the classic stuff too, aesthetically pleasing things, but people were in there doing very, very functional things, like by and large. So
that's good to see.
It was impressive to see. But yeah, Norway.
Norway sounds like a great place.
This is a good commercial for the Norway Tourism Board.
Go visit Norway when you can.
Go and assess how well they have their shit together comparatively.
I mean, we shouldn't compare ourselves to each other, just to yourself. Well, actually, no, let's compare ourselves.
It's easy to have a pretty solid society when there's like only like 4 or 5 million people.
That does make it significantly easier.
Yeah, it's way easier to do.
Well, okay, hear me out. We split up.
like split up what's going on over here?
Yeah.
It's looking that way, brother.
For those that want to do this way, we go here.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, what about, I want you to talk about the warm-up area and kind of behaviors in the back room and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
When it's like this is World Championships, so people are battling to win. This isn't just a local meet. What was the atmosphere like back there? You have different. I mean, everybody's pretty respectful. I think that what's been pretty cool. We actually got a lot of compliments from like Team Italy on how well our men are doing because that's a new thing from Team USA. Like legitimately, like the women of Team USA have been dominant now for the past basically 8 years. But our men are now. We had 2 men placed in the top 5 in the world, and both of them attempted world records, which is a new experience. Hampton
and really cool. Hampton and Caden Cahoy both attempted world records, and then we had other men like Aaron Williams. Unfortunately, got unlucky due to some judging. Didn't get a total, but if he had made his opening clean and jerk, that actually would have held up for bronze.
Oh wow!
And that is a kilo under his best, so he was in the mix for a medal. Colby was like a few kilos, like his clean and jerk was just a few kilos off. And even his best clean and jerk, I think, would have held up for a bronze medal if he'd been able to do that, So just stuff like that.
Like they're in the fight now.
Yeah, that's really fun and unique. But in the back, there wasn't too much to comment on anything other than like there are some countries that are really loud and boisterous in the back and they're slamming empty, but like not dropping empty bars from overhead, slamming empty bars, and it was infuriating, and I'm not going to out them because I want to live.
Yeah. Y'all keep doing your thing. You're good. We have no issues with it.
Yeah.
Is that just a culture thing, you think?
I guess me when I'm a loud.
Yeah. But you're not
guy.
slamming an empty barbell.
Yeah, so I think it's part of like amping themselves up and being like, I control this room, but but instead like nobody takes that seriously. It's like when you're that loud and obnoxious, like people know that like that's an act that you're trying to put on.
We're obviously there's different weight classes, different one, but like were they in the battle?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In fairness to them, they were absolutely. One of them, like the particularly bad case, actually attempted some world records and then didn't get them. One of them was legit a good lift, but the inconsistent judging turned both of them over and then ended up not winning overall. So I thought that was fantastic.
That's karma for slamming a barbell.
Yep.
Was this the first Worlds with the new weight classes? Or was that last year?
No, this is the first one.
First one. Do you think that had any impact on like people's competitions? Versus, like, you know,
we saw a lot of new world records.
Yeah,
because they got reset and they got reset a little low. I think to incentivize them getting broke because like everyone wants to hear or see world records. You know, like they reset the super heavy world records. That's dumb.
Yeah, because
it went from 109 plus to 110 plus.
That's just it.
Like no 110 person
is going to weigh one.
Broke those records.
Right.
You know who broke the world records?
Right.
Like
it was Lasha.
Like, and there's an anti-doping component of the reason to reset world records.
Yeah.
If you do that periodically, you're kind of like, you know, pushing possibly drugged performances aside. And I'm not saying that about Lasha, by the way, or anything, but it's the biggest, strongest man on the earth. Lifted the biggest, strongest weights of all time.
Yeah.
And now we're asking the now biggest, strongest men on the earth to try to beat them. Like, don't make up lower standards. Like, that's bullshit.
I don't think we need to go down the rabbit hole too much of using performance enhancing drugs, but with some top weightlifters now going to do the enhanced games. The only question I kind of have for that is, do you think their performance is going to have an impact on what they think about people that are not doing that? So like if that person does really well, is it going to be like, oh, okay, the drugs are why I did well. If they do the same, is it going to be like, oh, everyone's on drugs? Like that, I think there's no winning that comes out of their performance because I don't think.
No winning for us anyway.
Yeah, I don't think their numbers are going to go up significantly because they've been in the sport a long time. So I don't think just now starting to take drugs is going to make them be significantly better.
I don't personally see it going very well.
Right. So I don't. I think if anything happens, all it's going to do is put a negative spotlight on the sport.
Yeah, I think it's a really like childish understanding of how those things work.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll learn something new, and I'll be wrong. But
or maybe there's some new drugs where you can snatch 20 kilos more within a year.
There's a lot of miles on the lifters going there,
and that's
going to be the bigger issue. And then to be frank, they're also not like the tippy top of the genetic material. And you know, when we're not that they're not amazing because they are, but the best of the best are lifting in the regular weightlifting championships, and that still has a pretty large say in the overall performance.
Yeah, I think because of those reasons, that's the exact reason I think it's just going to make some people say like, oh, everyone's doing it just because they're not.
Yeah, I think they'll like not break the world records.
Right.
And then it'll just be cause for like, oh, okay, well, you guys must be doping. And it's like, well, no, they're actually better.
Right.
Like maybe they're doping. Yeah. Like you can't know until you catch people, like, unfortunately, but they're just objectively better athletes. And that's how it is.
Okay. I'll keep us out of that rabbit hole. Do you being in that situation where you're coaching amongst the best in the world, because, you know, it's world championships, so you literally have the best of everybody. Do you think, or what did you learn and take away from this competition? And do like that experience, does it like influence anything with your training approach for your athletes?
Yeah. The thing that stood out, I've actually heard another coach talk about this from going to the worlds and actually going to the Asian championships, is pulling heavier and the ability to grind is something that I'm going to try to figure out into our athletes in our system. I saw many more, usually from Asian countries. So you can typically deadlift really heavy when it's not traveling very far. Mm-hmm. Whereas if I had you deadlift very heavy, it's that much more work being done. So it's like, 'cause it's a greater distance, you have to pick the bar up. But even so, a lot of grindy records. So we tend to think of weightlifting as a kind of a power or accelerative strength sport. So looking at force velocity curve, like absolute strength lifts are very slow. Mm-hmm. And then weightlifting like tends to have velocities that are faster. So it's, I don't know, a mean velocity of at least a meter per second. And you usually don't even use that metric, but just as an example, whereas like, you know, a heavy squat might move at like 0.2 meters per second. So like a fifth of the speed. Mm-hmm. A lot of the Asian lifters, especially the North Koreans. So North Korea came back to competition and many of them broke world records. And it's very difficult to access those athletes at other times of year. That being said, the way that they lift is grindy. So they have moments where they're moving so slow. You're like, there's just no way they're going to be able, but then they move slow. But the thing about moving slow is you can actually put more force onto the bar. The faster something's moved, the less force you can impart on it. So that's why we tend to move things fast, because momentum, like getting something moving, is a useful strategy. But you can't put as much force on the bar if it's moving faster. When it's moving slower, you can technically generate more force. That's more exhausting. But those guys have found a way to do that. So I need to think more if it's just like, hey, they're short and they're capable of doing that, or they're going to be murdered if they don't do well, and like they just are able to go to a darker place than any of us will ever know.
They're more willing to grind more.
But it seemed like an overall strategy employed not just by them, but a lot of Asian lifters, and then even just seeing just many, many people's ability to grind. I think that deadlifts are more important than... There was a boogeyman in weightlifting. I don't know who said it. I don't know if it's just Eastern European thing, or some guy said it one day and everybody took it. But the idea was like, hey, if you do heavy, slow deadlifts, you'll be heavy and slow. Like you'll move slow.
Right.
I don't think that's true at all, especially. And like, that's actually in track is like the reason sprinters don't want to do heavy lifts is like, well, I got to move as fast as I can. It's like, well, we're not doing squats or heavy deadlifts so to make you slow. We're doing it to give you a force ability.
Yeah.
And you're still going to sprint more than anything else.
I'll say, if you still train the explosiveness the most.
So you won't be slow. And then in weightlifting, we'll still do the majority of the training is snatches and cleans.
Right.
Moving at whatever speed. Like you won't be slow. You could be fatigued. You could be tired. So if you're programming poorly, they could become slower because the athlete is so tired. But
so like, is your initial thought like adding more heavier pulls?
That's the only way. I have some athletes that can't really do heavy pulls.
Is it because they're just weak and not as strong?
No, they're incredibly strong, but it's very fatiguing. So it's like it's so tiresome, and that the time to recover from it does exactly what I was saying. It like affects the rest of the training significantly. So I think the only cure for that is to do it more often during a period where it's less essential to care about your snatch and clean performance.
So like off season.
Yeah. So they become adapted because your body can adapt to basically anything. We all have our own individual things going on, but like if you need to get used to grinding and pulling heavier, you just got to do it a little bit more frequently, and eventually your body will figure that out. And that's what I saw. Like we saw North Koreans, Chinese athletes like pulling really heavy. Yeah. Pretty close to when they were going to compete, relatively. Like definitely within 7 days, maybe within 5 days of competition, which is like never literally to failure. Actually. Like I watched a guy fail a deadlift in the training hall. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
So maybe that's just a really unconventional system, but it definitely made me think. And then when you watch them on the platform, like, okay, it's almost like they're training this quality. Yeah. Because that's the strategy they're using to lift. So yeah, that was a thing that stood out.
Do you think that would translate like to squats as well? Where like, okay, because I know sometimes you
possibly
would lower the velocity needed so they could move heavier weights, grind through more.
Yeah, I think that a lot of emphasis has been put on squat performance. Like for a long time, weightlifting coaches have just said, yeah, if your back squat goes up, your total goes up, and that is a really huge transfer of training to that. So it's kind of true, but I think. And then the pull was like, we're pulling all the time, so we don't need to pull that hard to be good. And like every ratio calculator basically, other than the Soviet one, basically says, okay, as long as you squat X, you can pull a little bit less. I don't think that's true anymore. I think the best athletes in the world can pull a house, whether they do it or not.
I'll say it's not going to hurt you to have that ability.
It definitely won't. Like I've said this for years, like being over strong, being strong is never weakness. You know what I'm saying?
Put that on a shirt.
But I think he might've already, but like Lasha Talakadze will squat, like 370 for a very easy single or triple. Like which is way more than he needs. But the way he does it is so easy that it means he can squat more than that.
Right.
So he's developed this ability to be super strong so that when he does lifts, like, of course they look easy. Of course, 50% of your back squat looks easy. Everybody's 50% of their back squat looks easy. So yeah, I just think that about pulls now too.
Okay. I like that because pulls are great. Talking about, I don't want to mispronounce his name, Lopez.
Oh, Yasin Lopez.
Yasin. Okay.
Yeah. So like a couple highlights that we wanted to write down. Like, yeah, already mentioned North Korea broke in almost every category that they entered someone. It wasn't every single one, but it felt like 90%. A North Korean broke a world record of some kind. If they didn't break a world record, they for sure attempted it. Like they had one get unlucky with some press out calls that were world records. So
like every attempt is like, we're going.
Yeah, I can't remember a North Korean that didn't at least attempt a world record. Yasin Lopez broke the snatch and total world records in the 88 kilo class, which is like the middle of the bell curve. And like while that, that was the Olympic category that 89s were. Yeah, so this
is basically the same.
Yeah, it's a really tight field, so it was impressive performance.
That's like would you consider that that's top of the bell curve? Is that like the most average size weightlifter?
It's right in the middle, like that and 79. Like it just depends on what region of the world you're from. So 79 and 88, like you're just going to have the most athletes, so the biggest depth. So anytime there's a world record there, I think it should be like treated with, I don't know, distinguishment. Maybe they set the standards too high. Like I'll be honest, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. So I could, if I looked at that and I know what the historical world records are, maybe I'll be like, never mind. But still, it's a tough category, and he dominated it. Akbar Jawarov from Uzbekistan did a snatch. He broke the snatch world record and the total world record. It was really, really dominant. There is an Iranian athlete, and then also Ruslan Nuruddinov, who is another Uzbeki. So both Akbar and Ruslan are like Olympic medalists. Ruslan's like the older one, and kind of, he even rejects this term, but like mentor to Akbar.
He doesn't want to be the mentor, or
he's like that's too strong of a term. I actually heard him say this. It's, if I'm your mentor, it's almost like I'm your coach in position of power. He's like, it's not like that. It's like, it's more of like I'm helping him and teaching him. I guess the way a mentor does, but there's no like weird power component.
Right. Some would say
sense.
They're training partners.
Yeah, probably like training partners. But they were all in. That was one of the most exciting sessions to watch because the Iranian athlete, I think it was Ali Adareza, if I remember right, was like pushing Akbar to do these things. Like if he didn't, he wouldn't win. But in the end, he just came out like smashed it.
That's amazing.
He attempted the clean and jerk world record and didn't do it. Carlos Nassar, that was a really exciting one. He's coming off of short training. He didn't prep. I think I heard like 6 to 8 weeks of prep for this meet, and lost the snatch, which like he's great at clean and jerk too, but he's also really good at snatch.
Right. Yeah.
So that was weird.
Him losing is weird.
Him losing in general is weird. But then came back. He was in I think a 10 kilo hole, and so he had to clean and jerk the world record to win, and did that. So that was really unique and cool. It was one of the more exciting sessions to watch.
Yeah, if like any opportunity you have to watch him lift live.
Yeah, it's great when there's guys who are in it, like mixing and so we had a lot of like good sessions, like, and that's why I wanted to highlight these ones. Like Akbar was definitely in control, but you had two guys who were pushing him.
Yeah.
Carlos almost lost and like he had to
do a world record.
Had to be himself and unique to be able to pull it out. Solfrid Coanda, this one's like really important. She loses the snatch also to a Dominican athlete, and she's the hometown lifter. She's the Olympic champion. Wow. She's a Norwegian. The king of Norway literally came and is sitting in the crowd to watch this session. And I learned this. King Harald is actually an Olympian himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's an Olympian in like, kind of a bullshit way.
Don't minimize it. What sport?
It's sailing. And it was like older, and it's like really that the crew was doing the work, and it's like this he's there sort of thing. I'm not saying the man can't sail. He's Norwegian, for Christ's sake. But
right.
But that's all I'm saying, dog. Sailing's, it's not like you qualified in the 400 meter, It's,
right.
It's like, you had the money and you got some guys and you had a boat, you know what I mean?
Right.
So anyway, but he's also like when they hosted the Olympics, he was a part, like he's very much about Olympic sport.
That's super cool.
So yeah, you got this guy, he's the head of state of the country sitting there, and you just lost the snatch. to this Dominican and like the amount of pressure that like the whole place is packed.
Yeah, literally the king of your country is watching you.
So it came down to her last clean and jerk. She actually missed her second attempt, came back, made it, became world champion, got it done. So
that's insane.
That was really, really unique and cool. And then the last thing I wanted to highlight is the complete dominant performance of Olivia Reeves.
She missed a lift.
She did miss a lift.
That was
then
weird.
Made a 9-kilo jump to clean and jerk a world record.
We were watching that here, and it's so fun watching her lift.
Yeah, it's
just like it seems so unreal.
It feels. I continually am like, I don't know what I'm watching.
I think that my first when watching her is the first best thing. The second best thing is watching your reaction in the background, because every time you're just like, oh,
I just don't know. It's like it's pretty mind blowing. I can't compute it because I've seen many strong things, but I haven't seen things that easy, I guess.
That's the she makes it look so incredibly easy.
Yeah, and it's her mindset. Like, she's a unique athlete, but
how would you describe her mindset that makes it so?
Elite in like the self-belief and her ability to determine like how she's going to handle it. Like if there's like negative self-talk, she's usually able to turn that around.
Is she
but
like,
it's not like angry.
Yeah,
it's. I mean, I'm sure there's anxiety. Like I'm sure she's feeling like the butterflies, but it's like I'm in control. I'm determined. I'm going to do great. You know, like very positive.
She seems like a low energy person, like output energy. Like she's
yeah. I think it's internally there's a lot going on, but it's not wasting.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff.
That's cool.
But it's really awesome. My favorite thing about that session actually is the Egyptian lifter, who has been historically really, really good. They didn't. This is the cool thing about Olivia Reeves. People, like, when we did the Olympics, China didn't send an athlete in that category.
Right.
Like, they avoided it. This Egyptian athlete, so the Egyptians do this thing where they basically put inflated totals in and they pretend like they're going to do better than they are. And it's like, once you know that, it doesn't mean anything. But they didn't even bother pursuing, like, trying. They accepted, we're going to lose. We can't win. We're going to just focus on beating like Maddie Rogers and like, the other athletes. We're going to focus on locking up 7. You could tell all of their weight selections were about securing second.
Wow.
And not about going after Olivia Reeves. Even though Sarah Samir has done weights that are not far off, like legit not far off. Like if Olivia has a bad day, like you can absolutely beat her. But like they weren't even counting on her having a bad day. They're
right,
just like,
when does she have a bad day? And obviously she does.
Yeah, like everybody does. But it's just mind blowing to me. It's like you've done the weights that can win, and like you're completely conceding it. So that's how good she is.
Good for her. So what's next?
You want to talk about states?
Is that anything else for Worlds? Jeff, you had a good time. You loved it.
I had a great time. Could move to Norway. Looks like I can, with relatively little issue.
How many people are you allowed to take?
Just my immediate family.
You want to adopt?
It's pretty sweet. You know what they do with their oil money there?
You told me.
They have a sovereign wealth fund.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the money, I'm not sure it's 100% of it. I haven't read this far on it, but like there's reinvestment off of their oil profits back into the people of Norway. So everybody's basically a shareholder.
So let me get this right. Do they say that and like follow it up, or is it like one of those where they say like we're doing this for the people?
No, they actually do. I love how orderly their society is. There was no graffiti, there was no littering. They have really high fines for like because everybody was like, when we got in a van that would take us to the venue, right? It's just this like kind of VW van, and he's like, put your seatbelts on because like it's a fine. The fine is, he was like every time like on us hard. And it's, like, how when you get in a van and it's kind of crowded and you're like, I don't need to put a seatbelt on. Like we're smushed in here, guy, but he was like, no, we're putting the seatbelt on. Like, okay, all right, we're doing it. Like you could tell that that's part of it. No one speeds, like things like that.
I think that's like our issue is we're so much of like freedom that like we're like, laws, rules, But like, if everyone just follows the rules and the laws, everything works so much better. Yeah,
I think I can't remember what the alcohol limit is, but it's basically you cannot drink and drive. You're fucked.
There you go. I'm okay with that.
So that's what they do. They just don't fuck around. That doesn't mean there aren't like there's a little bit of like theft.
Yeah, there's gonna be stuff everywhere. Like,
homicide rate is like you're 8 times more likely to get murdered anywhere in the United States than you are anywhere in Norway, I think, at any given time. So,
Nice.
yeah, that's not like a city specific. That's a whole
just the whole country.
whole country thing.
Wow. Sarah, if Sarah listens, put Norway on the list.
Consider it.
Consider it. Cool. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that experience, because getting to go to Worlds is not something everyone gets to do.
And getting to go one like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great.
I'll remember that forever.
Glad you got to experience, but
I got a knife from it.
Yeah, that was a cool knife.
It's made out of Alico steel. It's pretty badass.
What's the wood? Is it special wood too?
So it's like there's a craftsman, like a Norwegian company that makes these knives, but they took like basically the leftover Alico steel to make the blade out of it. It's
so
like,
cool.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to get that hanging somewhere, or like in a case or something.
Yeah. We'll hang it in here, and if people, miss a lift, they just have to.
They get stabbed for every time they miss a lift.
They have to commit seppuku, So.
Jesus Christ.
Or was that the last gym?
Yeah. Jesus.
Do you want to run us through? We just had states.
You always had states.
By the time you listen to this, it might be several weeks removed from states.
Should be 2 weeks.
And the
after
Dodgers
states.
will be back-to-back World Series champions. But what?
States?
States.
You want to do team breakdown? You want to do like individual breakdown first? How you want to go?
Why don't you tell us what happened at states this past weekend?
What happened? Well, what happened is we sent 43 athletes.
That sounds like a lot.
A lot.
It sounds like almost 20% of the meet.
20% of it. There was 257 lifters, I believe, once it was all said and done.
There were less than that. I think there were only 240 actual
people out.
But 260 signed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 43 out of that is a good percentage. We had 23 men, 20 women. But some you've been involved in this sport significantly longer than I have. But 73.1% make rate, I think, is pretty unheard of.
It's pretty good. What I would hope for a local meet for our team is 75%, honestly.
Okay.
That's because it's states. Like we should be, it's important. We're making it important, but you should make your lifts.
Yeah. I want to talk about that at the end.
You shouldn't be overreaching and qualifying.
Yeah. That I think, yes, I agree. And then but the third attempt is okay, that you're pushing for a competition PR potentially.
For me, it's 4 for 6 is the minimum.
Yeah.
Honestly, which we did that. Basically averaged above that.
Mm-hmm.
This make rate is between 4 and 5 for 6, essentially. So it's not so bad.
And then not a single bomb out.
That's honestly more impressive to me because 43 people is just 43 opportunities.
43 opportunities
for someone to have a bad day. You can almost filter them out in the make rate, but to have 0 bombs is qualitatively good. Yeah.
I know after the chat was the girls were chattering at the boys because they were like, hey, none of us bombed out. We all made it. And so, boys, your turn to shine.
They didn't make as many lifts, so
the boys make rate was higher,
which is really rare.
Really rare. We showed out. But into some more numbers, we had 21 WSO champions. So of the 43, we brought home 21 gold medals.
So basically, half of the people who competed were won their category, more or less. Because a couple of them did win too, but
on average.
Yeah.
And then 5 got silver medal, second place, and 2 bronzes.
Very good.
So that's solid. 12 Carolina. So our WSO is North and South Carolina combined. 12 Carolina state records were set. We had the second best women's lifter.
Who was that?
That would be young Harley Creech.
Okay.
This was the first year in 3 years we did not have the best, but second is still pretty good. Pretty solid.
I don't know. You think second's pretty good?
If you're not first, you're last. She's so mad.
That's still really good.
Still really good.
Yeah. It was a 3-point race for Sinclair.
What was really interesting about that too is the woman who got third place actually beat the woman who got first place in the weight class.
Yep.
But because the woman who was in first place, her Sinclair was higher because she had a lower body weight.
She weighed 3 kilos less. So
which is very interesting.
Crazy.
So that's how tight of a race it was.
Yep.
So that was cool to see. And then we had the best masters woman. That would be Taylor.
Taylor, yep.
So she crushed that. Best junior woman. Was that Ansley?
That was Ansley.
Ansley?
Yep.
And then best overall women's team. So how many years in a row is that for best women's?
That's the 4th.
fourth straight
Yep.
year best women's team. And then there are 8 open classes, and a woman from our team took home 6.
I didn't know
wins.
that. I was actually pretty wowed by that. So there, 8 weight categories now, and like the open is just everybody. It's not age specific, and 6 of them got won by heavy metal women.
As a former state champion, I will admit that the masters and junior, it's kind of bullshit because sometimes you're the only person and you just
Sometimes you are.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But like to win the open is like, that's a great deal. So
That's pretty cool.
That's huge. Onto the men, we had the best male lifter.
Ryan Grimslin.
Ryan, let's go. We had the best masters man lifter.
Kane Wilkes.
Kanye.
Who was also the 3rd best overall male.
I
I forgot
true.
that.
So third. So we had we had 2 of the top 3 on the podium for best male lifters. 3rd best junior male.
Harry Phelps, apparently we didn't know this until after
Had a torn
bicep. Why was torn pec.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Harry listens to this, please recover quickly.
Yeah, he just had surgery this week.
Yep.
And
Get better fast.
Yeah, please.
I didn't know. No.
I knew he injured it, but I didn't know he was torn and was having surgery.
Yeah, he told me he's like, this is the last before I have surgery.
Yeah, I did not know that. So, and he had a great performance, like
Yeah,
not
he did
just
great.
getting, 3rd best junior, but he, won his specific weight class, and he still had a really good day. He didn't PR, but he had a very consistent, close to PR day considering that.
Yeah, I was in his session. It was me, him, Soren, and who else was in? Or was it just us? Oh God, what's his name? Oh God, Angelo. The 4 of us were in the same session.
Yeah.
That was fun. So they did great. But then best men's team overall.
Yep.
And when it comes to open categories, we won half of them, 4 of the 8.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
And then to cap it all off, back to back to back to back, best overall team. 4 years in a row.
4 years straight.
Dynasty.
For the state championships, I'm sure people are like, it's only the states, guys. No one cares. But you know what I'm going to say about that is it's the most, every year it's more competitive than it's ever been.
Yeah, like Jacob had a good speech at the end. Like the competition keeps getting better.
Standard keeps rising. Yeah.
And so do we.
Yep.
It's like so far we rose to the occasion.
I'm really pleased with everybody's performance. Like to make that many lifts. We can go through a couple of them if we want, but like people are showing now, like it shows 260 people registered. The first one, Taylor and I organized, I think 175 registered. So we're almost 100 up from that over the last 4 years.
And
that was big at the time. Like that we thought that was huge. But more and more people are showing up, and more people are like sending it all out there and making states a priority, which I'm a huge fan of, because if we go in there and start taking it really serious, like we should show out and lift there, like everybody's going to get better, right? So it's kind of funny to talk about. Like we were talking about worlds, and now we're talking about states, where like some people go, oh, it's only states, but like for some of these people, this might be the highest level of meet they ever lift at. Yeah, I want to make sure this is still my favorite meet.
Yeah, it's so fun. Yeah. I love states.
I went to my favorite worlds ever, my favorite international competition ever, for sure. Like I loved being there. I ranted about how great Norway is, all this stuff. This is still my favorite meet to be at. Like, despite how exhausting personally it is.
If I asked you that Saturday at like 8:30 a.m., I'm not sure if you would have said that.
No, that day, no, because that went terribly
The
wrong.
internet was...
Yeah, internet problems were
But it got resolved.
Were shitty. But our team getting to, like, 43 of them getting to compete there and be... The only thing I wish is that people... So maybe we'll ask this of our team, stay there and show up, like, stay and, like, watch more. And, like... Let's figure out how to coordinate that. If it's because like a lot of times we don't get a place locally, we save the money because like it's drivable. Like this one was drivable enough.
I agree. I think what we need to do is like, because I think we do it or we don't do it because we're like, oh, people want their time. People want. What I think we should do is we should offer like, hey guys, we'd like for you to take Monday off of work. What we want to do is we want you to stay, get a hotel and stay. If it wasn't that far, you could drive. Is if you compete on Sunday, be there for part of the day Saturday, but be a selfish athlete. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
There's a group that's going to go out to dinner Saturday night after the coaches probably aren't going to go because they probably need to go home and rest.
Yeah.
But then Sunday, same thing. After the meet's over, stay in town. Let's all go grab dinner together. everyone take Monday off work.
Yeah.
At least provide the opportunity.
Even Sunday's hard for us, right? Because like we're breaking it down,
Right.
And then we were
so exhausted.
You, me, and Taylor got cookout, and then we came here and unloaded the truck, right? So it's
right.
So it's hard. I get it. I would like. So I guess one thing I forgot to mention about Norway, that team. One thing that's happening with Team USA is like this culture, a team culture where they're really supportive of each other. Like again, I'm not trying to go into stuff that only I know, but this was very obvious because you could literally hear it on the live stream. You could hear them chant, like they're kind of responding to the Team China does the thing where they say the athlete's name and then they say Jiao, which is like it's basically their thing for like let's go. Like, you know, really hard. It means like add gas or add oil. That's what it means, but it's like let's go. And so that's really cool. So anytime a Chinese athlete comes out, they feel very supported by all the other Chinese people who are watching, right? So Team USA did the same thing. It was like a let's go USA with a clap and everything. Like it was really loud.
That's cool.
And everybody's there watching, like the whole team. So like it didn't matter, you know, what they had done or what they were. It helps that they could walk there. It helps that it was a 2-minute bus ride if they didn't want to walk there. We have to drive, you know, 2 hours, whatever. So I just want to change that.
Yeah,
part.
I think first, did Colby do a backflip during Olivia's?
Yes. Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep.
So like I think we can do a better job of just providing the opportunity. Like, hey, we don't expect you to do this because like this is your hobby.
Sure, that's true.
Like we don't expect you to do this, but hey, here's an opportunity. Because like you may not even know this, Zach Stone, who has been doing personal training with Erica, he drove down both days and watched.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
And like he's going to do his first meet at Queen City Classic, but he's like so in love with the sport and just like loving training this style that he drove down both days and watched. Like he was there almost the whole day both days.
No, that's awesome. I mean, I know Ali came down the second day and watched. Harley came down and helped load.
A lot of people were watching the live stream.
Yeah. So people are watching. Like, but I want everybody there.
Yeah.
In person. So
that's what we want. Like you're not expected, but we would love that.
It transforms a person. Like when you step out on a stage and you feel that love and support, it like you are capable of anything.
Maybe like we create a chant or something because like still one of my favorite moments.
We're creating a chant.
Heck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
My favorite moment still is you and Kane at Masters Nationals this year.
Yeah.
Where y'all would scream and then our whole crew would scream back at you.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
No, it's like when you have that many people behind you, like you're capable of anything.
Cool.
I don't care who you are. Like it doesn't matter how like self-reliant. It's good. Be self-reliant, be self-motivated. Like when I went out there, like I knew I was making those lifts, dog.
Yeah.
Like I'm fucking in control. But to have those people care that much, like it's just like the icing on the cake. Like it helped. Cool. Like any shred of self-doubt or anything is like no, completely gone. Right. So we want that to happen. We want that to happen for as many of the 43 people who could represent this club as we possibly can. So
let's talk about some of those people. I don't think it's possible for us to talk about all 43 just because that would take forever. And also, we didn't coach every single one of them. But like, if you have things you want to mention on, I know the ones I coached, I can give some quick highlights on, the ones I counted for, coached for. If you just want to go in order, I had Drea to start off. She was our first lifter the entire weekend. And this was her first meet ever. And
keep going.
What was exciting about it was how nervous she was because she cared so much. Like she was shaking, she was scared. She was like, "What's going to go on? I don't know what I'm going to do." But she went 5 for 6, PR'd all her lifts, and had an amazing time. Like once she made that first lift, you could see just like the butterflies leave, and she was chill and just ready to go.
Always love seeing someone get out on there the first time.
Yeah.
Like she seemed locked in. Didn't she come the second day too? I think.
Did she?
I feel like Dre did. If not, she stayed around the whole rest of the day because she was first up.
Oh yeah, she was there all day on Saturday, 100%. And then I had Dr. Dre next, and her last 2 meets did not go very well. So this was like she was very nervous because of that, and like the only goal was to make lifts. Well, she went 6 for 6 and ended up PRing everything. So
what a terrible day.
Right. So it's huge to see her have that turnaround. And like, you know, when it's a hobby sport and like you see someone like not having a good time at the end because things didn't go well, it sucks so bad.
It really does.
So like, so to see like the joy come back for her was phenomenal. That was my selfish highlight. Christy Cook, PR to clean and jerk. I know she qualified for Masters.
Yep. PR total qualified for Masters Nationals or Masters
Worlds?
final. I think it's finals. I think it's the finals total. I'm pretty sure.
She qualified for what she wanted to qualify
We
for.
qualified for Daytona. That's all I know.
Okay, there we go. So amazing there. Joy.
Yeah, just a kilo under. So I didn't really get to coach. I was scheduled to coach a lot of these people but due to the issues we were having with the system running the meet, I had to do that. But Joy did a kilo under her nationals performance, and that was a really big performance. And I know that this is just a train through kind of meet for her, so she can focus more on what we do in Daytona. Same with Ashley Kolka, kind of same time frame. She was just a kilo under her QCC performance, but also did really, really, really well. Amelia Lowe, who is one of Houston's remote athletes, this was her first meet ever.
And
those are all PRs, whether she would say that they are PRs or not. She was in a tough one.
Meet PRs. And she didn't make her first 2 lifts. And you could tell, but she fought through hard. Like her emotions were there.
Yeah.
And she was like, I want to make this. And she did an amazing job fighting through that. Which is cool
she
to see.
came back, and I think that's a lot of lessons learned from the first time doing the meet. Katie didn't have the best day, unfortunately. I looked at the competition history, and it's not, close to her PRs. But
you're not always going to PR.
That's how it is. I'm sure she'll be able to figure out, okay, what can I do differently to get ready Daytona? Because again, that's also her primary focus, right? Did you have Kelsey?
I did not have Kelsey, but I see all PRs.
All PRs.
So
all PRs. Denise.
I had Denise.
You had Denise.
I had Denise. And that was a fun one to do because she is a higher level athlete, and for you to trust me to coach her on that day was cool. And she knows she has her goals. She knows what she wants to do, and she's very confident in those. And then receiving the notes from you of here what the expectations are. Yep. But to hit a PR during that was really fun. She PR'd a snatch, right? Yep. So that was cool. And you gave me the heads up of hey, because of her life circumstances of she was focused on school and work, right? That her strength numbers probably aren't there right now. So clean and jerk's probably going to suffer a little bit.
Yep. And looked that way a little bit. And that's all right.
But she PR'd a snatch and she qualified for everything next year.
Yep. So she set up.
Great day.
Halana.
Ooh, I had her.
6 for 6.
6 for 6.
All PRs.
All PRs. So she is hilarious.
She's really fun.
She's so fun. And the whole time she's like, let's just be aggressive. Let's just be aggressive. And she wanted to start open heavier. I was like, not doing that. She wanted her last meet. I believe she opened 1 kilo under her PR. She didn't make any lifts. Yeah. This time we followed the game plan and she made all her lifts and PR'd everything.
Yeah. Big difference. So just start smart.
Yeah. I think that I get it. You're feeling good. You're excited, but I think it's important to realize that 1 kilo PR is so much more important than risking a bomb out for an 8 kilo PR.
Yeah, it's not a good strategy. Right. We go back to the World Championships. Most of the people that end up on the podium definitely go 4 for 6, but probably 5 for 6. Yeah. Sometimes a little bit better. You just got to build your total.
I took this from you. I've heard you say it. You've definitely said it before, but recently it's stuck in my head of how important the competition PR is. Oh yeah. So I don't even look at their actual PRs on the sheet. I don't care. It's no, if we're going for competition PR.
That is all that actually counts.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, everything in training is kind of bullshit. Yeah. Because until you do it on the competition platform, it doesn't matter.
The circumstances are so different.
Yep. All right. We had Allie. Who worked with Allie? Probably Courtney.
I think Courtney.
Courtney, because Courtney was over on my platform, and so pretty sure she had Allie and Kane had Danielle. I think that's correct. What happened. Yep. Just good for Allie to be back on the platform. I think this is her first meet since
States last year, right?
Last year's States. So just being back out there is great. She had a lot of big changes in her career and life, so happy about that. And then Danielle returned to the platform. 2 WSO records, not PRs, but to be able to do that. And they were a pretty high percentage of PRs. And I think my favorite thing I heard Danielle say, this might have been the most fun she's had. It's probably the most fun she's had competing. And then she's already talking about the next competition, which like getting her to do this, she was like, oh, I don't know if it's worth it, blah,
Yep.
blah. It's like, but you know, the fact that she's in a good enough place and feeling physically like, it's like, nope, I'm already locked in for the next one.
That's
is really awesome. So happy for Danielle. Elena did not have a great day, but she did, even on a 2 for 6 performance, she was the 4th best overall lifter by half a Sinclair point.
I love that. That's
So
a tough day.
that just shows how talented of an athlete Elena is.
Yep.
Ansley hit a PR clean and jerk and a PR total and won best junior lifter, as we mentioned. So pretty good day. Taylor, not a great day. Looked like snatches were going to go really well and just didn't pan out, unfortunately. Like loved, and I guess it's a good thing she destroyed her openers. So that was nice,
Right.
To see. Last year she was in a lot of pain doing this lift. Unfortunately, on clean and jerk earlier this week, she had a back flare up, and it made clean and jerks this day difficult. But her snatches like look on track, so I think that's like the silver lining of this.
That's great.
She's capable of snatching really, really well, and I hope that she'll be able to do that. And then our last female, Young Harv.
How'd you do?
Went 4 for 6.
I think her final lift, that might be my favorite lift of the weekend.
Very redeeming. Yeah. Like super easy snatch, like probably the best snatch warm up I think I've ever seen her do in any meet we've ever done. And then goes out and absolutely destroys her opening snatch.
What?
Like super easy.
You know there's 2 more attempts.
There are 2 more snatch attempts.
Does she know that?
She snatched 94 really easily and then missed 97 in front, missed 97 behind. The second one was super, super close.
I think that averages out to a make. One in front, one behind.
It doesn't. But then following yourself on clean and jerks is pretty tough when you're doing actual heavy clean and jerks. And she did what? What's up?
When you're doing actual heavy clean and jerks.
Yeah, people are like I'm not disrespecting anybody, but like the heavy clean and jerks are like an art. Kind of like I was talking about the ability to grind on like deadlift or something like that. Like there's an art to this is really gonna suck. It's gonna be really heavy. I have to ignore the signals in my brain that are saying you're tired or that you don't want to do this.
Right.
And so she got a PR clean and jerk. It's one that we've been like after for a while. And so that was really nice to see. And that is the lift. I actually lied. I lied to Harv. Should I talk about this?
What'd you do?
So I was doing the math on like what.
No.
I was doing the math on what was going to take best overall lifter and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm doing like, and I was like, okay, I think like I at the time I'm like, I don't think these girls are going to go as far as they did end up going. I was like counting on them kind of go like 4 for 6, but since they were battling each other, they actually took smart jumps.
Yeah.
Like actually took like little jumps to like try to beat each other. So unfortunately she would have needed, I think it was either 27 or 28 on the last one to win best lifter. And I was like, I think it was like 27 and change, which means 28.
Right.
You don't get to do 27.4 kilos. Like you have to take 28. So that was just too big of a stretch.
Yep.
Especially on a third attempt when 25 is a PR.
Yep.
So like I realized it, I think after the first one, because she's going out there and I'm like doing the math. I'm double checking. And I'm like, okay, all right, that put you in third. Now this one's going to you in second. And now the third. And then I'm like, this is what you need for all the money and sort of stuff like that. So I lied to her face. I let her think that it was for first for like 10 minutes. Yeah. I let it like sit in and everything.
Dog.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm not going to just ruin it right now. Like I'm going to let her feel good. Because she should feel proud of what she did.
Yes.
Absolutely. But I did know 21 was what was going to needed for second. So I was still like, I did know 21 was needed to get third. So like we did 16 to build for the 21. So okay, well right now she's not getting paid. So we got to build to get paid.
Right.
And then if we can get paid extra, that's fine. And I considered it, but it's too big of a jump, man.
What would 3 kilos on a snatch? If she made 97, what would that have done?
Absolutely would have locked it up. Yeah.
So maybe we should make our snatches.
It is a good lesson in.
That sounds so mean to Harley. I'm so sorry.
You don't sound mean. You just are.
But
it's because I love you.
She did really well and managed the situation.
Yeah,
which is difficult.
That 125, like it got me up on my feet. It was great.
If she makes one snatch, we have a PR total.
Yeah,
and yeah, she has $310 more, I think. But all right,
To the boys.
on to the boys.
Boys showed out.
You guys are at an hour.
So
Okay.
Carlos and Gary were below PRs. I think both of them have kind of not been training. I know Carlos has been going through some injuries and finally feels pretty good. And then I think Gary's just like been a little inconsistent. I don't know actually too much about Gary's training because I don't manage it, but I know that they had a lot going on, but they didn't do terrible. Like they both performed,
Now,
like competed well.
I was a head or center ref for that session, and it was I think I had to call both of them for a press out.
Yeah.
and I hate that too because like I'm not calling them old, but they're older, and so like the press out is more challenging.
Yes.
And it's just like, what am I doing here? I don't want to red light you, but like if it's obvious, I kind of have to. But so me and Phil both gave them red lights. I felt like assholes.
Whatever, Phil. No. But our next two older gentlemen,
Yep.
Seth and Steve, both went 6 for 6.
Let's go.
Both hit all PRs. And then Steve actually set all 3 of his snatch, clean, jerk in total were WSO records.
I think like his openers were records.
Possibly, yeah. But he just stacked it, and he knocked down that 200-pound clean and jerk, the 91 kilos.
I do have one complaint about Steve.
What's that?
His patented like, he didn't do.
He didn't do it?
Not a single time.
He's saving it for Daytona.
Hell
We'll
yeah.
see.
Steve, let it out.
John was a little bit below PRs at the moment, but again, he's had some stuff this year.
I think he got on podium.
Kind of mess up his training. Oh, yeah, he medaled, which was great.
Yeah.
Matt Seneca, I think this is his first, like he's done some of our in-house meets.
I don't think he's done Queen City,
Yeah.
but I think he's done like the small meets we do.
This is the first big meet.
Yeah.
So it's all PRs for him.
Did he get a medal in his?
Yeah, I think I got it in my office. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got it. I think a silver in his category.
Yeah, let's go.
Ryan Shang, first time I think since last year's states he competed. I'm pretty sure.
And went 6 for 6.
Been a long time. Was just taking it. Wasn't really training like at all.
Yeah.
And then just takes it easy, does it smart, goes 6 for 6.
Great day.
Like you should. Taylor got to coach Z through his 6 for 6
Dude, he is on a tear.
all PR performance. Z is the man.
Dude, like, I don't want to. I feel like he's got potential to be pretty good.
He's just doing it right, like climbing slowly.
Yeah, and it's just like
That's what you want.
I feel like the past 3 meets he's PR'd.
His technique
before.
is definitely improved, and
Yeah.
it's really just a matter of just continually getting stronger
Yeah.
and doing it smart. And he just does the program, and
I did see his pause come in because he's got like a month vacation coming up. But like, so he may not, his tear may slow down.
That's okay.
But like, yeah, you
but
should live the life.
that break's good too, because then you just
Yeah.
keep it going. When you come back, you're rested, you're ready to go.
That's true.
I got to witness these. I didn't manage Phil's warm up, but Melrod did. And shout out to Melrod for coaching all weekend.
Yeah,
by the way.
Chef's amazing help.
Phil Bost went 6 for 6, got a PR clean and jerk in total.
He out clean and jerked me. I'm surprised he hasn't been shit talking me. He 1 kilo with me, even though.
Well, he'll listen to this in 2 weeks and be able to know that that it happened. Yeah.
he 1 kilo. Like, who would 1 kilo somebody?
I don't know. I don't know who would do that.
God, so rude.
Carson, I got to work with Carson, who's Elena's athlete. 6 for 6, and I had to hold like these were all PRs and they were the right calls.
Yeah.
But he had so much more in the tank.
Yeah.
That day. I actually felt bad. I was like, I robbed you of some.
Did he want more? Was he?
No, he was completely agreeable. It was like,
Yeah.
nope. Like we executed the goals, like
Yeah.
the top end of the goals he had,
PR'd, yeah.
and got it done. But he definitely has more in the tank, so
That's great.
that'll be cool. Chris Yandle was pretty below his PRs, I think.
I mean, like, yeah. My best meet, I was 3 kilos below my best
Snatch.
snatch in a meet.
Okay.
And I was 7 kilos below my best clean and jerk.
Okay. But
But I outsnatched the second best woman lifter
by a kilo.
by a kilo.
Okay. Just bringing it up one more
bring it
time.
up.
One final
Just
time.
one fight. This is it. We'll
You'll-
never talk
You'll
about it.
never talk about it again. You'll just talk about what's it called?
I'm not allowed to.
Not Grace, Isabel instead. All right. Angelo went 4 for 6, so a decent day. His training leading into it wasn't too terrific. So he kind of adjusted and made a smart plan. He really just needed to put in a total to qualify for finals and did that.
Got that job done,
really
so.
easily. We talked about Harry already, got a nice total. It was like just below his best, gets 3rd overall as a junior athlete, despite his injury. Did you see any of Soren's? Because I wasn't on that side.
Yeah, I was in that session. What can you say? A 12 kilo total PR?
Yeah, huge improvement.
I mean, he's very aggressive in what he wants. Like he wants to open aggressive. He wants to, like Taylor was coaching for him. And so you got to do a little like holding the reins back on him because like he just wants to be let loose.
Yeah.
And that can be tough to manage, but she did a phenomenal job with that. And how can you not be happy with the 12?
Yeah, you said all PRs.
Right, that's
12
amazing.
kilos worth, all snatch, clean, jerk total.
I think it was 5 for 6.
I think it's 4 for 6, but it's a big step forward. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
huge.
with how aggressive he opens, that's basically the perfect day, to be honest.
Yeah,
like, you're
like
not going to get 6 for 6
and that's
when
back
you're
to my
opening that
point
aggressive.
earlier about like the third one should be that, but like whatever. It worked out great.
Brian Lee went 4 for 6 and set all PRs again, so that was fantastic.
Yep.
Joey Sullivan did his first meet in like 2 years, I want to say.
That's great. I love seeing him back.
Didn't do any PRs, but just
he shouldn't have.
Shouldn't PR. You know, Joey Sullivan is a national level athlete, and like, you know, he's not lifting those weights right now, but really happy that he got out there.
Mm-hmm.
What about Will?
Big back Will. He's been hard on himself because he just PR'd at the last meet.
Yeah, but it was like immediately pre-birth, right?
And then also like he's like, oh, I'm not hitting 95% of my number. I'm like, well, your numbers just went up.
Yeah.
So like 95% also went up.
Well, he was only 5 kilos off of that total.
Right. It's like,
and it was mostly down to one lift where they took, they tried to kilo it.
Yeah.
And so they went for it on a clean and jerk PR and total PR. So like you were one lift away.
Right. So like he's been down on himself, but like he crushed it.
No, that's pretty great when you're managing the baby and everything. Gus did a great job. I don't think he's competed in at least 2 years.
It's been a while. I don't know if he plans on doing finals, but he qualified. Hit a 300 total.
Is that the qualification total?
That is the qualification total.
Okay. You know, his all-time best, I think, is 310. So he's still about 10 kilos shy of that, but was doable because his last clean and jerk, he took a 10-kilo jump.
I heard you were shit-talking him.
I was shit-talking him on his last clean and jerk.
What'd you tell him?
I told him you can't squat 600 pounds and not clean and jerk 170. Like, you're just not allowed. But, you know, he's got some work to do on his clean. Had more in the tank on snatch.
Yeah.
Can do more in the clean if he just figures it out.
Won his weight class, so.
Still, did win his weight category, which is great. Dylan Varner PR'd everything.
Let's go. Love to see that.
Had his heaviest openers ever, and then got every PR and fought to the end, like 5 for 6. It's one of the most consistent days. I'd have to check that I can think of.
And like in that session too, like that was a stacked for just state. That was an insane session.
And he did a good job. We screwed up a little bit, warmed him up early because we took for granted how long Kane Wilkes was going to spend snatching.
My bad.
You know, no, it's okay. Like they were like, and even like they were helping Kane out. Like they were brushing the bar off, and it was like even more time, even if you had just counted the 2-minute clock. So Dylan was sitting around waiting for a good bit because of that. And then one guy actually dropped, so even we had more attempts. Shit. So he handled that, but he made all 3 clean and jerks despite that. So way to go, Dylan. Ryan Grimslin won best overall lifter and then attempted a PR snatch.
Was it supposed to be a chill day?
It was supposed to be a chill day, but he looked really good. And he didn't really he did 2 training sessions since Norway before this, and both of them were light. So I think he's just rested.
Yeah, that's fair.
They were some of the most consistent, especially the clean and jerks. I think it's the best 190, which is what we clean and jerked in Norway, by the way, that he's ever done. I think it's the easiest. So that was really solid. And then how'd Kane do, their Olympic coach?
You know, my second time as an Olympic coach, and both times at states, he went 4 for 6.
Mm-hmm.
Best male lift overall master.
Third
best male lifter.
Yep.
Pretty good. He tweaked his leg a little bit.
WSO snatch record.
He kiloed himself.
Yep.
We tried to set him up to do that on the clean and jerk, but then his leg started bugging him a little bit.
Started having a little groin problem. But
so he went and got it checked out, so I think he's going to be fine. But his wrist, which has been bugging him, did not bug him.
Yeah, that's great. That's been like a year.
Yeah.
So to have him snatch that heavy.
Yeah. And okay, tell me if I did wrong here. How much time would you give him between lifts? Because like he's a super and he's lifting really heavy weights.
Oh, I mean, at least 3.
Yeah.
You can give him 4 minutes.
Okay, he had like 4 between every lift.
He doesn't tend to like that, I don't think.
But he wouldn't tell me that. He's so nice.
Well, but his best meet ever, he did it. Followed himself.
Yeah.
On all of his lifts, 416 total, and it was just 2-minute clock, and they were not helping him out. You know, like
they were rushing.
Yeah, he just stayed ready. You know, so I think he is kind of built. He likes probably like it's a little bit regular.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't even know if he does that in training, to be honest. But I know that like his best performances seem to be not short rests, but just like even.
Okay.
So, anything you learned or anything that stands out from our team, from our coaching, whatever?
Yeah, I guess the only thing I wanted to like quickly discuss, 'cause I know this has been a long episode, is how to approach meet day coaching / counting. What do you call it? Because like here, I'll give you my perspective and you can kind of break it down for us. Is I'm not coaching Kane. Like he knows what he's doing. I'm literally just going to the board, checking his count, trying to keep him on time. So I'm literally just counting him.
Yeah.
He doesn't need cues. He doesn't need emotional support. Like he wants me to be me and be silly with him. Mm-hmm. Like he doesn't want me to be a different person. He's like, why are you being weird? So like, okay, so I'm not his coach that day. I'm just counting for him, his handler, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But then you have someone like, there's no need to say names, but someone that's their first meet ever. You still probably not giving them many cues because it's meet day. You're not going to put in technical changes on meet day. But if they're newer to weightlifting, you can remind them of things they've been working on. But then you're doing a lot of emotional support because it's their first time doing it. The emotions are high. So how do you, especially like when you're not there, like I don't coach weightlifting. I'm not a weightlifting coach. Like I think I would be better at meet day coaching than like floor coaching.
Yeah.
Just because I really enjoy it. I enjoy the competition. I think I can count pretty well. And I just enjoy that environment. Mm-hmm. So I really enjoy that. But I also understand I'm not having to like trying to fix people's technical problems, which I think is the more challenging task.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can't really fix technical problems on meet day. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you ask this because this is basically my job, like my USA weightlifting job. There's many parts of it, but like when I go to Norway, like I'm just doing that thing you're talking about. Like I'm just counting.
Sounds fun.
You know, like my only job is to give the best count possible, like assess what's going on around the room, be the unemotionally attached, because the more emotionally attached, the more clouded or biased your judgment can be to an athlete. That could be positive. It could be negative.
Yep.
And then just like make the best possible decision in consulting with that coach and that athlete on how they're feeling and what they believe they can do with what's going on. So like they feel a certain way and have an expectation, and we discuss that beforehand. So that help that adrenaline soaked conversation that's removed from that is very important, because then you can go back. It's like, all right, remember we talked about this sometimes. So that's very helpful. So like just talking to your athlete before things get started in this case is really, really important, because like, let's say they just decide, oh, I feel really good, I want to go off the plan. It's like, well, we talked about this. Like what? So this is what we discussed. Why do you feel that way or want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Right? And the rest is just like, it's pretty robotic.
Yeah. I think that's good. Obviously, you're really good at it. You're so good at it. You get to do it for the whole country of America. But I think that's where newer coaches can struggle a lot, is they let the emotion from the athlete change what they think's best, because the athlete could be like, I'm feeling good. Let's just, even if they're not feeling good, even if like the lifts are looking like shit, like I'm feeling good, this is fun. For weeks, they've been thinking about this meet where they're going to have a 10 kilo PR, and they talk the coach into making the decisions that should.
Yeah, or maybe they get swayed by, I mean, this is just states, but even people love meddling or like doing this or that. Like get swayed, like, oh, you'll medal if you do this or something like that.
Okay.
So like not letting that kind of determine, like there are opportunities, but they should be within reason, right?
Yeah, I think, okay. So if you go to like SMART goals and you go, okay, it's got to be attainable and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
What's the hierarchy of the importance of making the decisions? Is it like comp PRs is one, qualifying for a specific meet, winning a medal? Like where do those...
You discussed that beforehand. Like what do you, like I actually always ask people, what's most important to you?
Okay.
So like usually it's like really easy answer is like place as high as possible.
Yeah.
Like, okay. All right. So whatever that means, that could be a medal, but it really just means like within my ability to place as high as possible. Sometimes it could be like honestly, the hardest ones are like the qualifying ones or something. It was like, well, I need to do X number in order to, in Team USA's case, get paid.
Yeah.
Which is a huge amount of pressure, but really, really important. Or you see people getting caught in the qualifying cycle. Like they think, oh, that's the nationals qualifier.
Right.
And I've seen a lot of athletes get chewed up because they're only thinking about that number instead of thinking about, I don't know, having fun, competing, the process, things like that. They're just fixated on, and I have to do X. Yeah.
One of the athletes I coached, like we had discussed, like, okay, here's what you would need to do to qualify. And it was 5 kilos above what they ended up doing, but they went 6 for 6. If we would have stretched for those extra 5 kilos, they may not have gone 6 for 6 and may not have had as good of a day.
Having a good experience is really important. That's like having a good time is super important.
I think remembering that like this is a hobby and for fun.
Especially for those people. But even for high level athletes, like there's like momentum and the emotional mental takeaways of competition like matter, whether you think they do or not. Like if you bomb out, that actually is going to carry you into your next performance.
Yeah.
No matter how, unless you're like really working hard on it, like I'm not saying you go to therapy, but like maybe you work with a performance psychologist or you have some good tools to like kind of like cut that. It's like, no, that's not who I am. Like I'm ready to go. Like if you put that work in, you'll be fine. But almost everybody is carrying their previous experiences with them. That's just how humans are. So like, you know, Taylor had a string of bomb outs that we had to start like, all right, this meet, you're just going to power everything.
Yeah.
And went 6 for 6. And this meet, we're going to do full lifts, but you're going to go 6 for 6. And like that momentum ended up resulting in, you know, some really, really good things. She started having some PRs instead of like, you know, bombing out for a 4th time straight or something like that. Yeah. Like everybody has that, you know, you're going to walk away. It's actually in the show. I'm watching this show called Shoresy.
That's the 3rd time this week I've heard about this
Which
show.
Everybody should watch Shoresy. But like they talk about this in hockey. It's like we just got our asses kicked and we're about to go into the playoffs. Like the boys feel like shit right now. Like that's a legitimate thing. Like that's something you carry into it. If you lose the last game of the season and you start the playoffs, like that's not a good place to be in.
No, that's what they talk about. I think one of the Panthers players even like tweeted it recently. Like after the last win, it was like the culture is changing because like the culture is like you lose. You got to change that whole culture. And it's like, okay, in an individual sport, your mindset is I bomb out. You got to address that. So
it's really hard. Like when you've got to find a way to mitigate that. Whatever, if you have Olivia Reeves level powers, or if you do like what we do, where we stack these sort of, we call them process goals, even though they're outcome goals. But they're like little mini wins where, you know, when you're on stage, like you're composed of all of these little bricks that you've put together that make you able to do the things you're doing.
Right.
So you can lean on that. You can lean on your training in that regard. So I think that's helpful. Some athletes are really numbers oriented. Like I can't just say, hey, we're going to do our best and see how it is. I have to give young Harv like really specific thing. I have to tell her, hey, you need this for the money.
Yeah. Or you need this to beat Chris.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I have to make it that specific. It's like, you know, give it some sort of weight, or like, hey, you have to do this number because this translates to this. And that's unhealthy for a lot of people's, but it's what she specifically needs.
Yeah.
So
that's good job coaching of like finding out what motivates her.
Yeah. If I don't do that, she doesn't do well. She kind of flounders actually. Yeah. So, all of that is based on being a professional coach and being prepared and having those conversations, I think. Because like I could see from this last week, some coaches struggling a little bit to make decisions or struggling to be on top of things or really even knowing their athletes. And that's because they showed up on meet day and that was the first time they talked about that stuff. Like they didn't have a warm-up sheet with the goals and like talking through that part. And like we didn't do individual meetings with everybody, but people came in the gym.
Yeah.
And we talked through all those.
Yeah, we had our goals
in advance. So
what they filled out their sheet and all that stuff.
Maybe it was 10 minutes, but like that was 10 extra minutes and you guys are detached and prepared and like you know what the game plan is.
Yeah. No, as long as you're on the same page, it makes it a lot easier.
So prepare.
And then address.
Yep.
And then do it. Execute.
All right.
Anything else?
Let's go Dodgers.
Yeah. I'll pull for them.
Yeah.
Do you have a chant?
Let's go Dodgers.
Put your heavy metal suggestion chants in the comments.
Yeah, we need heavy metal suggestion chants.
That'll be good.
Legit. I have one, but I want it to be better. I want someone to
tell me after we turn this off.
Someone else needs to come with something better. So.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Bye.
Good night, Chris.
Good night.